Welcome back. This is part 2 of our Gravelord Explain run. We're starting at Anor Londo, we're 32 minutes in, and we've got the Gravelord Sword +2. So the first step is the stairs skip. So we're going to jump over the banister. You want to run upstairs until you get to the section where you need to jump. I count it, it's like 6 blocks, but you can do whatever you want. You get a run and just jump, and you can... My advice is aim for the banister, and that will allow you to get your distancing right. Next up, we're going to come down here and we want to dodge the giant. So I walk to the right of the pillar and then double back to the left, and that normally gets him to go to the other side of the pillar and I can come around. In terms of doing ONS, I like to go in on the left side of the fog gate and then hide behind the left pillar and try and draw Ornstein out so that I can engage him away from Smough. In this fight, Ornstein doesn't do his normal long range charge, which is normally what he does to come into range, if you're lucky, and that allows you to isolate him from Smough and engage him without Smough. But unfortunately they both kind of arrive at the same time. So now, one strategy we can use with Ornstein and Smough is, if we want to attack Ornstein, we need to try and get Smough to attack. So we run at Smough, and then once Smough attacks, that frees us up to engage Ornstein. The alternative is, because if you're doing Ornstein first, because Ornstein can travel faster than Smough, you create distance and get him to come towards you, and then you have time until Smough catches up to fight him. Depending on, you can use either strat depending on the kind of fight you get and what your RNG is. In terms of stagger, so it's going to be 4 hits to kill, to stagger Ornstein, normal Ornstein, and then it should also be 4 hits to stagger normal Smough. So if you're in a situation where you've hit him 3 times and you can get 1 more for 3 strikes, you can do that and stagger him. Because we're not doing any form of elemental damage, we can take Ornstein down first, which is easier, and then we can fight Smough second. That's much easier than doing it the other way around. So if you do something like Blacksmith Giant Hammer, because it does lightning damage, you need to do it the other way around, which is much more difficult. To get attacks out of Smough, in general, if you run straight at him, he will often do a jump, and his jump is easy to avoid and it has a long recovery, so you can hit him afterwards. If he does his lightning butt slam like this, he's got quite a big range, so you need to get out the way early, and you can do a running and then a standard R1 when you come back in. And there's our stagger. The attack you really need to be careful of is the charge. So the charge can be blocked by using the pillars, but obviously that creates a lot of distance and makes it harder to hit him. So coming through here, we're going to equip our bow on the ladder, and then we open the door. We're going to shoot Gwynevere in order to kill her and turn Anor Londo dark, because it's quicker than going through her dialogue to get the Lordvessel. So we unleash, I unleash 2 arrows, you only need 1. I didn't realise I had the dex for the bow, so I thought I'd need 2. So just run in, run out, and you'll trigger the cutscene. We're going to go for 25 endurance, so we can only get 24 at the moment. 25 means that we can wear the chest piece as well and still fast roll with the Grasper's shield and the Gravelord Sword. So that's the endurance that we're targeting. We're also going to start putting points in strength at some point, but not necessarily now. So we go to Under Parish because next up is Sif. You want to kill the Blacksmith to get the Crest of Artorias. You can hit him 3 times to kill him. He will also poison, so I think you can hit him twice and poison him and then run off. That's what Uber Gusme shows on his video, which is a great explained video that I learnt a lot from. So yeah, you can run off and then he'll die from poison and the crest will appear in your inventory, so it saves you 1 swing. We're going to just run through here, and then when we get to the door, we're going to use the crest to open the door. We're going to quit out so that we don't waste time in the animation. So anytime you've got a door opening animation, a lot of the time you can quit out and reload, and that will reduce your in-game time if you're trying to shave seconds off your run. The main reason we also do it with this door is because the trees will follow us all the way to the door, and it means we don't have to bother fighting them while we wait for the door to open. There is a bonfire here on the left behind the hidden wall, so if you want to activate that and rest here, you can if you're not confident with the Sith fight. There's no downside to it at all. We don't particularly need to go back to the parish. We're going to have to warp somewhere else after this anyway, so if you want to rest here, there's no problem. We're just going to run straight through the woods. We need to pick up the stone set on the way to Sith in order to do Four Kings. We're going to talk to the cat on the way through because that de-aggroes all of the guys in the forest, so they won't attack us anymore. There is an incredible jump you can do to get the stone set from the bridge. I've never been able to do it. I haven't tried it a lot, but it's super risky. And only saves a few seconds, but you can jump from the bridge straight down to the stone set. For Sith, there's a few things with Sith. So mostly you want him to try and do his big swing either from the left or the right, and you want to roll through it to get under him. And once you're there, you can kind of swing with impunity a few times until he jumps off again. That's really the crux of the Sith fight. If you want to get him to swing and he's at a distance from you, if you run away from him, he will charge you and swing. So if you're trying to get him to attack, then you can run away and then turn around as he comes at you and roll through the swing to get back under him. If you've got some souls left over, you can use them while the door's opening, but I should have been sharper and used them on the ONS lift before, and I didn't, so I've wasted a little bit of time there standing around popping souls when I didn't really need to. Go behind the grave to get the ring first. You need this for the damage against Gwyn when you riposte him. Cool, so the jumps with Sith, if you're trying to get a really quick time, are quite frustrating. But fortunately I don't think he jumps too much during this fight. So that's the swing from his left, which we can roll through to get under him. I tend to use because I'm not massively confident with the Sith fight, so I tend to have my shield out, and then once I get under him, I'll switch to two-hand and start attacking, and then I'll switch back to single hand. So I've got the shield to block if I mistime my roll. And you can see there, because he was backing up, I can walk away from him and that makes him swing, and then I turn around and roll back under. You want to bone out of the Sith fight, because there's no bonfire here, and we'll bone back to wherever we were before. So we'll probably go for 25 endurance now. And then we'll start leveling strength to get up to 24 so that we can one-hand the sword. So after the Sith fight, next up is Four Kings. There are bow strategies for Four Kings. I'm not using any this time round. Effectively, if you want to do the bow strategies, there's a couple of different options. Mostly you're probably going to want to use the great bow, which you can get before ONS, but it requires you to get your dex up to 20, which is quite a big stat investment, so I thought it'd just be easier to just run in and kill inward by going through Ghost House. It is a risk because it's really difficult to survive and it's kind of just luck. But also it means you can take those kind of 8 levels that you would otherwise put in dex and you can put them in fit. So when you get off the lift, always send it back up. The only time you don't need to send it back up is when you run off to do Demon Fire Sage, because that's the last time you'll go down to Blighttown. Our route for the new Londo Ruins, we just run straight forward here, go up the stairs. When we get to the first ghost room, we'll run around in a circle twice, and that should hopefully draw the ghost out of the door, and that'll allow us to slip past. coming up at the top of the stairs there's a ladder. I kick the ladder down just in case I die, and it makes it quicker to get here again. It means we don't have to go through the room we just did. And then yeah, we're gonna try and go through the ghost room to get up to Ingwood. So the way we do it is we're just gonna get in and just start rolling. This is low boss's strat, and then we go off and just hope that we don't die. And this is why people use bows. There you go. So Ingwood should only take a couple of hits. And then the key will just pop into your inventory, so you don't need to stand around his body. You can running jump to get down this ladder, and then just fall straight down. It's a little bit quicker. I can never get it, so I'll just slide straight down, and then just roll straight out again. So that's the worst bit done. We're then going to run to the seal, open the seal, remove all the water, and then do the 4 kings. For the 4 kings fight, I don't think you can get 3 kings with the Gravelord Sword. I think you have to do 4 kings. So you aren't going to do much damage at all, which means you need to try and make every hit count. With the 4 kings fight, this and the Nito fight, let's just have a quick look. So you want to jump off on that corner where it's worn away. Just jump out at a 90-degree angle, go through the fog gate. When you get through the fog gate, walk forward, and then I give like a little extra step just to get a little bit more speed and fall down the middle. I put the Ring of Artorias on when or the Abyss Ring, sorry, when I was on the lift earlier coming down here, but you could also do it while you open the seal. So the strategy for 4 kings, you can roll to dodge easy attacks and get into range, but ultimately it's mostly going to be worth you getting hit rather than blocking or dodging. When you get hit, you don't really take much damage. If you block, all of your stamina will deplete in the kind of effort taken to block with the shield. So for the standard hits, it's more efficient for you to get hit and then have to heal later than it is for you to actually block the attack. Now with the big magic attacks like this, they do a decent amount of damage, so I would say there's maybe an argument to be made for blocking the magic attacks, but with the melee ones you definitely just want to let yourself get hit. So a big part of this fight is managing your stamina bar. Yeah, so you can see I blocked that and I lost all my stamina. Yeah. Anyway, so a lot of this is managing your stamina bar. So you're going to get about 4 swings out of the sword, and you want to wait until the king has almost nothing left, and then if you can, you want to unleash a full stamina bar on him, because you can still hit him as he's disappearing. There, the other king had appeared. I didn't have much of a chance. I just need to get that other one taken care of. Probably worth locking on for this fight. As you can see, like, I keep missing quite a lot of hits because of the angle of the swing. It's a curve, and if you're not locked on it, it can be quite easy to miss. Just that 4th and final king. When they do the spin, it means they're going to go into a grab attack, but in stone armor, there's not really much of a way to run away from it in time. If you had a lighter equip, you maybe could, but there's not really much you can do here. If you do get in a grab attack, if you hammer, I think in Dark Souls 1 it's hammer any of the buttons as fast as you can, and it'll bring you out of the grab attack quicker. I just do R2 and L2 because that's what it was in Dark Souls 2. We're going to talk to Kath because it's faster than teleporting to Firelink and then going via Framt. So click through the dialogue options as fast as you can, and when there's a gap he's about to ask the question, the default is no, so you need to press left and then select. So we go here, and then we are place the Lordvessel, and then we go to Anor Londo. So next up is going to be the Duke's Archives, and we're going to do the Duke's Skip as well. So I think we've got a decent number of souls, so we can get the 24 strength that we need, and we can probably increase fit a little bit as well. And then in the next section we're going to do the Duke's Skip. Okay, so I think we can see how far we are so far. Yeah, 47 minutes, not too bad.